Now, if you don't know, Gone in a Swipe is an incredible concealer. If you purchase this separately, because you are getting both the concealer and you're also getting the sponge too, it would cost you $52, but you're not paying that. You're getting it on sale for $34.98, which means your easy pay is $11.66 to take it home. The concealer itself, it is a rich, buildable formula with good for your skin ingredients. It's clean beauty, it's cruelty-free. You've also then, and you can see, what you're seeing in that core is all of the good for you ingredients that we'll talk to in just a moment. Just to give you a heads up, the price that you're seeing on the screen is going to go up at the end of the day. And there's your value on the left. So this is $33, this is $19. This is a $52 value, but you're getting it for $34.98 or 3 easy payments of $11.66. So instead of having a concealer that's going to be cakey and chalky, this is going to be rich, it's going to be creamy, it's going to be buildable, and then it's jam-packed with these good for you ingredients. So I'm delighted to welcome in, oh, hang on, let me give her a moment. She's doing her lash. Can't leave a girl hanging. There she is. I'm delighted to welcome in Alison Lambis, who is Kim's sister and very much an integral part of the Kim Gravel team and the Love Who You Are team. Hey girl, how are you?
Thank you. I'm so good, Sam. How are you? Glad to be back. We had vacation last week, so we are back and rejuvenated off of our vacay, feeling good.
Oh, sorry, hon. What did you say?
Can you hear us? I said
I
we
can.
are back from our vacation, feeling fantastic. We had a nice long rest, so we're ready to get back to all the things makeup.
Yay! Yeah. Where did you go on vacation?
We went to Orlando. We stayed 10 full days and really just kind of soaked up the sun. Got to see a park, got to really spend time with the family, which was really important because we've been working so hard. So it's so nice to get away, but nice to be back.
Oh, well, we are so grateful to have you back. It's so good to see you. So let's talk about Gone in a Swipe, because obviously you and Kim have such a background in beauty and you really know makeup from kind of pageantry to TV to makeovers. So what made you create Gone in a Swipe?
Yeah, Gone in a Swipe, we wanted something that was going to give you full coverage, but that you didn't have to sit there for, 5 minutes trying to put it where it needs to be. We wanted it to be simple, right? We also wanted to give everybody something that was going to be, like you said, clean beauty, something that's going to give back to your skin. And this one includes that vitamin E, that shea butter, that marula oil, all of those things that your skin really likes to soak in because it's good for them. And I'll tell you, Sam, I was just on a TikTok live and we were talking back and forth with several people. And, it's hard to find makeup now that is truly going to give back to you, kind of like your skincare does, right? And I think we've nailed it here when we talk about LWYA and especially the Gone in a Swipe concealer. Now, I don't know what you struggle with, but I struggle with dark circles under the eyes. I do have some on today already because I did a TikTok live, but I do struggle with that, right? And I also struggle with blemishes. I mean, you're going to see here, I'm being very transparent to everybody. This is my breakout session, for this month. And here it is. I've broken out right here around my mouth area. So having something that's going to give me a little coverage and not feel cakey or thick is important.
Yeah, and that's such a good call out. So if you suffer from dark circles, if you suffer from breakouts, if you are looking for that concealer that's going to give you that coverage, but I think we've all had that experience, Alison, where you get a concealer and it just makes it worse. Like you said, it's kind of, you can end up blending, and it's like, no, it's still not, this is so easy to put on.
Yeah. Very easy. And look, that center core is what we really want you to see, because that's where all those nutrients lie of that macadamia seed oil, the glycerin, the avocado oil, all of those things. And what they're doing is moisturizing, nourishing, and hydrating. And that's really something you want out of a makeup or a cosmetic. You want something that's going to give back to your skin. We were just talking on the TikTok, Sam, about how forever people thought you should have no shine to your skin, right? And girl, that's just not the case anymore. I want something that's going to make me look a little dewy, right? and give me a little bit of moisture, because I think looking matted down starts to look flaky and cakey.
Yeah, and fakey. Because when, like you say, we're
Fakey, oh, God,
fakey
sounds good. Cakey, flaky, and fakey. The 3 F's that you do not want with your skincare or your makeup product.
Well, no, and it's funny because I just noticed, I was like, actually, my forehead's a little bit shiny. But that's the thing. There's certain places where we don't want shine, other places where we do. We know that the sort of key to sort of real beauty is to be able to see our skin coming through. Okay, we're going to go to the shade chart. Now,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about shades, because you and I have talked about the fact that we usually use the same shade if I'm using this under my eyes.
We do, but Sam, you know what's funny is people always have a problem with shades. I get this question a lot, especially on my socials. They'll ask me, I don't know what shade. And how many times have we picked out shades? A million.
Yes.
But sometimes you just don't know what to do. So let's talk here. You can see our models and you can kind of say, okay, my face color is more towards that, and go with what they are. But for me to explain it, here's what you need to know. Fair is going to be the fairest of fair, like a porcelain type skin. So that's the one you're going to want to get if you are just a very, very porcelain type looking gal. Now, the light, when you get into the light skin tone, you're going to be choosing this if your skin tends to burn easily. That's somebody like me, Sam. I get out in the sun, I burn easily, so that light is going to be perfect. Now, don't be afraid of the light medium or the medium, because those are going to be more your popular skin tones of something that's just kind of neutral in the middle of everything. And it takes really easily to the sun. So that's a good one. Medium tan is going to be kind of that person that has a light golden tan all year. And then when we get into the tan, that's going to be those people who kind of have already that warm sun-kissed look. The rich is going to be a tanned bronze. The rich brown is going to give golden undertones. And then when you get to that deep, that's going to be a deep, rich brown, the darkest shade that we have.
Yep, love that. So I was just experimenting while you were explaining that, because I'm actually doing 2 shades. So for my under eye, I am using the medium. That's what I've used here, because I want something lighter to kind of cover those dark circles. But I don't know if you can see. Look, I've put like a swipe of this. This is the tan. Hang on, I'm trying. I'm doing it. I'm looking in the monitor and it's backwards. Here we go. I'm doing it.
I know, but look.
But this is the tan, and that's like a true dupe, because they will say do it on your jawline, of my skin tone is that tan. So I don't know if that helps anyone, but you know, I would definitely get 2. I would get 1 for my face coverage and then 1 for my under eye. I'd go lighter.
Yeah, and you can. And here's the thing, Sam, you and I have also discussed this before. I'm a gal, okay, where I might change colors during the year a little bit. You know, I may be super fair, you know what I'm saying, in the winter, because that's who I am. But then when we move into those spring and summer months and I get a little tan, right, and I want my face to match my body, I might do my makeup in more of a medium look, right? So I don't think that I don't really think there's a bad one to go to. I've even seen you put on a shade that we didn't think would work for you, and it worked perfect. I remember a show that we did.
Yeah.
And I remember you did that. And I don't know if you remember that, but you put on a different shade and we were like, what?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, like with the medium, because it looks like, oh, well, that's too light for your skin. But then, you know, my skin isn't all the same color all over my face. So, yeah, if I'm trying to hide dark circles, I don't want to put on the tan under my eyes. I will definitely want to go lighter. Okay, this is how we're kicking off the show. LWYA by Kim Gravel, Gone in a Swipe. If you haven't already experienced this concealer, it's such a great value. You can see that little sponge there. That's a $19 value on its own, and then the concealer's $33 value, but you're actually getting both for $34.98. You're even saving $4 off the QVC price, so great value here. And if you're at all concerned about shades, honestly, get this home and try it, because I think you're going to love the texture and the skin-loving ingredients, plus the amazing coverage. I mean, look at that. Look at those before and afters. So if you've got things like melasma, if you've got issues, you know, or if you're like me and you have, you know, that your skin isn't balanced in terms of the colours, this is a great way to be able to cover it up. And we also do free exchanges on colours, but get it now because that price is going up at the end of the day. Right now, it's $11.66 on 3 Easy Pay. Now we're just taking a little tiny, teeny